in the dimmest chambers of an empire that spent centuries burying its own shame. The impure truth that stained the crown for generations began with a single night no historian was ever permitted to describe, a night when the royal lineage fractured beneath the weight of forbidden desire, unspoken betrayal, and a pact forged in desperation. As the torches flickered along the marble walls, casting trembling shadows across tapestries woven with lies, the king's most trusted council gathered in secret, their faces carved by fear rather than loyalty. For they knew that the queen carried not only an heir but a secret capable of unraveling the empire's carefully constructed myths, a secret that would challenge the bloodline itself. And while the kingdom slept under the illusion of peace, the queen, isolated in her chamber, understood that the child growing within her was both her salvation and her ruin. Born not from the monarch she had been forced to marry, but from a man whose existence the crown had erased from every document. A man branded a traitor long before the truth of his innocence surfaced. She had met him only twice, in moments stolen from the suffocating grip of duty. Yet those encounters ignited a passion she had never known, a passion that made her question everything she had been told to be. But when the king discovered a pattern of coded letters hidden within her jewelry box, the council acted with ruthless speed, deciding that the child must live, yet never be recognized as royal. Thus they invoked an ancient prohibited ritual meant to sever the newborn from the lineage's sacred authority, a ritual so old that only fragments survived in forbidden scrolls, describing how the name of a royal infant could be removed from destiny itself, as long as witnesses swore eternal silence. But the queen, horrified, fought until her voice shattered, begging them to spare the baby's identity, insisting that the kingdom deserved a ruler born from truth rather than deception. And yet the council viewed truth as a threat, not a virtue. So on the night of the birth, beneath the hum of chanting priests, the child's name was split in two, one half given to the world as a mere servant, the other concealed in a sealed archive guarded by the empire's most loyal shadows. Years passed, and the kingdom flourished, unaware that its stability rested on suppression. But as the hidden heir grew, moved by instincts she could not explain, she began to question why she felt drawn to places she had never seen, why strangers bowed their heads unknowingly in her presence, why nightmares of a crown dripping with blood plagued her sleep. Her adoptive family, sworn to secrecy, feared the day she would learn the truth, for the queen, tormented by guilt, visited her in secret every year, watching from afar. Leaving small tokens carved with symbols only, she understood each gift a silent plea for forgiveness, but the council, sensing the queen's weakening loyalty, ordered the elimination of every surviving document related to the ritual, ensuring that even whispers of the event vanished from the archives. However, fate rarely respects the ambitions of men, and when a young historian uncovered an encrypted fragment hidden behind a damaged fresco, the empire's greatest lie began to crumble. Determined to understand the forbidden script, he traveled through forgotten monasteries, bribed old archivists, traced symbols etched into neglected tombs, until at last he learned of the ritual designed to erase royal identity. And the more he deciphered, the clearer it became that only one person alive fit the description of the lost heir. Guided by an urgency he could not explain, he sought her out, finding the young woman working quietly in a remote village, unaware that her blood carried the weight of an entire crown. When he told her the truth, she refused to believe him. Yet the symbols he described matched the ones carved into the gifts she had kept since childhood, igniting a memory buried deep within her of a woman who once held her close under the cover of moonlight, whispering a lullaby known only to queens. Realizing the council would destroy them both if they discovered the truth was resurfacing, the historian urged her to flee with him, but she insisted on confronting the queen, determined to hear the truth from the lips of the woman whose sorrow had haunted her dreams. Their meeting, arranged in secrecy within the abandoned winter palace, shattered both their hearts. For the queen confessed everything: the forbidden love, the ritual, the silence forced upon her, the years spent watching her daughter from a distance, and the torment of knowing she had been the cause of the child's stolen life. But their reunion triggered alarms among the council, who dispatched assassins to erase every trace of the scandal before it reached the public. As the palace echoed with footsteps of approaching danger, the queen hid her daughter behind the old throne, pressing into her hands a ring engraved with the unbroken half of her true name, urging her to run, to survive, to reclaim the destiny that had been stolen. The historian led her through secret corridors while the queen stood firm, confronting the assassins with the dignity of a ruler who had nothing left to lose, granting her daughter the time needed to escape. By dawn, the queen was declared dead of sudden illness, and the council issued a statement that erased her final actions as easily as they had erased her child. Yet the young woman, now carrying both halves of her identity, vowed to expose the truth, traveling from city to city, telling the real story of the crown's impurity, gathering followers who believed that a kingdom built on lies could not endure. And as rumor spread, shaking the empire's foundation, the council launched a desperate campaign to silence her. But it was too late. The people, long oppressed by secrecy, began demanding answers, and the sealed archive containing her birthright was forced open by sheer public pressure, releasing the truth the empire had feared for centuries. In that moment, as the crowd read the documents and recognized her as the rightful daughter of the queen, the stain the council tried to hide became the symbol of a new era, proving that even the most impure truth, once revealed, carries more power than the purest lie. And as she stepped forward, no longer a ghost erased from destiny, but a woman forged by silence, she vowed that never again would the empire bury its sins in the dark.